Okay, welcome everyone. Let's go right into the stock market technical analysis. Guys, if you're new to the channel, this is a technical trading channel. We cover trade ideas using the charts to give us an idea on where the market's heading next. And I'm constantly throwing up trade ideas. A lot of them are profitable. We can't get them all right, but I'm giving you guys those trade ideas here on this channel. If you're interested in getting additional trade ideas, additional market insight, there is a private member group. It's $5 a month. I priced it very, very cheap. At the end of the day, you know, we're all working together here. I don't want to give my time away for free, but I'm not trying to, gouge you guys for a bunch of money either. $5 a month. Join up. A lot of the members, I think, are getting a lot of value out of that group. I've been in there this morning giving tons of trade ideas and lots of different tips and stuff of what the market's doing. So if you're interested in that, click the link below in the description. Feel free to join up. Also, if you haven't taken my course, Stock Market Technical Analysis course, that's going to break down all my trading ideas, trading concepts into 4 to 5 different hour videos. And then I give you a checklist on what to look for high probability trade setups. All right. The link is in the description below on that one as well. That's going to give you the baseline. All these videos should really fall into place if you have that baseline knowledge. Again, priced affordable. It's $150. I think that's very affordable. You see a lot of these guys on YouTube are asking $6,000 and just craziness. I'm not trying to do that, guys. $150. I don't think you have much to lose at that price. Link in the description below. That's basically me transferring my knowledge to you for $150. I think that's a good value there. So check that out if you're interested. Let's get into the trade ideas and the markets. I got a lot to cover and look at this morning. All right, we'll start off with triple Qs. Again, I've been talking about how there was a short opportunity just the other day, 2 days ago. We had a very objective short opportunity. Talked about how I've been building my short positions over the last couple days. And this has all been priced in. The price action today that we're seeing on the downside is profitable for anybody that's been following me. At least I know I've been profitable. And I think there's a lot more downside to come, guys. I just want to break that down. Now, we're not going to go straight down. Market crashes, even though I talk about crashes don't just go straight down. I think we probably will see pretty impulsive selling on this leg down. But I don't, there's going to be bounces along the way. When volatility raises, you have moves to the upside as well. But here's what I got on the charts. If I look at the daily chart, this is the most recent bear market rally. It really started back here in October, but for the most part, we started trending right here early November. Okay, and this was a weak rally too. I mean, if you see here, if I roll out, look at the daily, these are bear market rallies. We're in a bear market. Understand that, recognize that. We should continue that bear market. And the rally's initially pretty strong. This first rally here, this is really the first rally I would consider. That was a rally of 16%. The next rally, which was about here, a rally of 23%. And then this rally really is only about 14% or so. So, relatively weak, I guess. And the thing is, you can see we just really consolidated for the most part. This rally was like one gap up and then just kind of a big consolidation. So not much of a rally. Now, on the daily chart, we've broken the trend. There's the rally trend line. Boom, right there. All right, big sell signal there on the daily. I don't think we're going to get back up above this trend line by the end of the day. It's possible. You'd have to have a pretty strong rally. We would have to rally from where we're at now. 3%. So completely erase everything here and rally 3%. I don't know if it's possible, but if it happens, obviously we'll take note. So that is that. We have a sell signal. If I look at the day hourly here, you'll see here's it more cleanly. And again, I've been in the private member group pointing this stuff out early this morning. So again, I talked about it actually in the pre-market. I telling everyone that we have a sell signal. And from the pre-market, if I turn on the pre-market hours, you can see, right about there. So basically, we basically have that clean sell signal. We've sold down another 1.5% or so from that alert. Going back to the regular session. All right, so there you go. You have support, 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 negative divergence starting to show up. This was a divergent high, this little spike high, just barely. I've got it marked on the RSI, and here it is on the PPO. And sure enough, breaking down. Now that's a bear flag. We're probably, it looks like we're coming to the projected target of the bear flag, something like this maybe. We're a little bit below it, but again, the bear flag's not that important to me because we just broke this daily trend line. So we're going to get bounces along the way, but I think likely we're going to head down here, at a minimum down here to about 262, and then that would be this trend line here. If my chart will catch up, that's kind of this long-term price channel on triple Qs. That this is going all the way back to 2009. So there it is. All right. So as I zoom in, I think at a minimum there, and I do think that breaks. And when that breaks, that is going to be the first break of that trend line. Really for a long time. I mean, we broke it briefly during COVID, but that was kind of a liquidity event and it snapped right back. I think we're going to break it and sustain a breakdown, all right? Now, that's just guessing at the end of the day. We just watched the level. But bottom line, we broke this trend line. We should head lower. And we are in a bear market. So I'm looking for, at the end of the day, lower lows, all right? Our low is right here. That's kind of our low. I'm looking for lower lows. And we should head down on this final leg lower. I would expect us to get down to this 238.34 area. All right, that's your pre-COVID highs. We've never hit that. I've been talking about that for a long time, and it's, we just every time we get down there, they've rallied it up. But again, we start breaking these lows, we're going to be pretty close. I do think we're going to get down there on this leg lower. All right, so that's what I'm positioned for, and that's it. Going to the hourly chart on triple Qs, we've got a little gap. There's kind of a big gap right here. So we've got gap entry, and we're coming down to that. It's right about 275, 80 or 50 or somewhere right in there is this gap entry. So you're probably going to get a little bit of a bouncer. I would think the buyers will step in there and try to defend that because they know that if it enters this gap, you've got a big move down all the way down to 264.42 for this gap fill. All right, that was your gap up on the PAL meeting, I think, that happened. So I do think that if you break that and gap down or just start to enter the gap, you're going to run down and fill that gap. And that's a pretty big move from there. That's about a drop of 4%. So those are the micro levels on the hourly chart. The S&P 500, I'm just looking at the hourly chart, and my chart's kind of a mess, but what I want you to really focus on is this it's about 390, and I know everybody's zeroing in on that level, but here it is. Support, resistance, support, and sure enough, right there. So lots of reactions on that level. So we need to take that level out, definitively for that to be considered a kind of a breakdown. Right now, we're just right below it, so it's sitting on support. We'll probably get a rally here. Maybe they don't break it today, but at the end of the day, we do have some breakdowns in triple Q, so I don't think, maybe you get a small bounce here, but I do think that eventually we take this level out. Okay, Microsoft. So Microsoft is a big mega cap tech stock, and you're not going to see triple Q sell off unless Microsoft's breaking down as well. It's a big weighting in that. So in Microsoft, this is an hourly chart. We have this bearish rising wedge. We've got negative divergence, just barely on the hourly chart, but we do have it. And right now we've got the support level, support through here, and here we are, right below it, not impulsively, but just below it. So, if they want to step in and recover it, you'll probably get one last ditch attempt to rally this thing. Otherwise, look for the breakdown. You get the breakdown, impulsive breakdown right here, and start to break. That's it for the triple Qs as well. It's just, Microsoft's such a heavy weighted in the triple Qs. I think Microsoft and Apple make up 40% of triple Qs. So again, watching that level as a key, another tell if we're going to break here on triple Qs and continue lower, or if we're going to get a little bounce. XLF on the daily chart, this is kind of interesting. Look at that. So boom, gapping down back below the 200-day moving average on XLF. So you can see we gapped above it, traded up here for, really for months basically, and then a couple months, and then gapping down today back below the 200. That's pretty bearish to see that. So that to me looks like a sell signal all in itself on triple Qs, or sorry, on XLF. When I go to the hourly, also you'll notice that here's this gap up, and I was looking at, look, you gapped up right here, all right, and then you gap down. That's an island cluster top reversal pattern. So that looks pretty bearish for the financials, and it's just showing weakness in the market. So just want to point that out. I think that's going to help. I think these financials are going to continue to carry lower. And I have noticed a lot of these financials have looked pretty weak recently. Definitely started to pick up on that a couple days ago. Here's this is MasterCard. You can see we've got a trend line here. Let me kind of delete this one. Trend line here with a sell signal today. Bank of America, just bear flagging lower. Looks like it's going to make another leg lower. JP Morgan breaking some support that I had right around this area, which is, you can see we've got lots of reactions. And we're starting to get that sell signal and breakdown today. So it looks like that's going to head lower. And just in general, lots of weakness. Visa was a recent trade I pointed out. Now Visa's sitting right on support. So this is very similar. We've got this support line right in there, and we're right on support. So you need to see a gap down or more selling for a sell signal on this one. I do think you get it. You have negative divergence on the daily chart, on the RSI and the PPO. So I do think we get that breakdown. And there's this downward channel here in Visa. You've got it like this, all right? And we were just above it. We break down. If we break back below and you get that sell signal, this is going to be a false breakout, and we should head all the way down to the bottom of the channel, which is about 170 or so. So I like that as a trade setup. The only thing I need to see on this one, going back to the hourly, let me clean this up just a second, is that for me, the only thing that I need to see is that breakdown of right about here. Impulsive break below this 208 area, and that should be our sell signal. So I'll keep an eye on that one. Okay, SHW. This was a trade idea I pointed out in the private member group yesterday. It was a trade. It was a trade given to me by one of the members, so thank you for that one. But again, here it is, daily chart. And when they pointed out, this is what I saw yesterday. You've got support, 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 another tag there, and you had a sell signal yesterday on the daily. All right, so today gapping down right to the 200, and I pointed out where I thought we would bounce at the 200, and we are so far. So I'm looking to sell the rips on this one. I took the short yesterday. Let me go down to the hourly on this one. You can see we got the sell signal on the hourly right here. So I took the short. Obviously, it gapped down to the 200. We're rallying. Any kind of rally into this gap fill, anything like this, you run up and fill this gap. Right now, that's about 248.50. You want to step in a little early too, but any kind of gap fill would likely be an objective area to add or initiate a short for the next leg lower. Looking back at the daily chart here, I think we're heading down to fill this gap at 228. It's about 229 really. There's a little gap right there. And for now, that's about it. That's all I'm going to give on that one. Maybe a lot lower, but we'll just stick with that one for now. And it's not a huge trade, but from where it's at right now, it's maybe a 7% drop to that gap fill. So far the trade's worked out. FSLR. I'm adding a little bit to my short trade here. We could rally a little bit higher, but I'm going to step in right here and now. On this one, this is a daily chart. So again, we've got this bearish rising wedge pattern right there. So we've just been kind of making higher, grinding higher within this wedge. Coiling. We have big negative divergence on the daily. Let me kind of show that. It's basically, you can see it right here where we've just been right there making lower lows in the momentum while higher highs in price. And we've got the sell signal that happened right here. So there's your sell signal. They're back testing it over the last couple days, and we're starting to drift lower. Now, again, we could they could do this and rally it up here and do kind of a full back test. That's completely possible. If they do that, maybe they'll even make a new high, a new divergent high. But from my perspective, that's objective to short because, again, the uptrend that was in play is now a downtrend. All right, it's just started. So you start down, you rally a little, and you continue. So whether you go up and do this, I think you're still going to head lower. And I don't think you're gonna. I don't think we're gonna get that full back test. But again, we might. So keep an eye out for that. And you know, if you can't handle, what I'm trying to point out is if you can't handle a back test, the full back test, if you're positioned too heavy and you can't handle it rallying up to do this back test, you're just too large of a position. So that's it. But I am looking for lower prices. We've got a little minor support here at 145.46. And we've got some support down here at 127.23. My ultimate target for this trade is this gap fill from way back here at about 77, 78, 79, somewhere right in there. I won't hold out for the full trade. We'll step in and cover early. You'll probably get a bounce at the 200 as well, but that's what I got. I still like it short, guys. All right, and to wrap up, we'll look at this VXX. This is just a leveraged ETN on the VIX, the volatility. You can't trade the VIX. There's nothing to actually trade on the VIX. You have to trade things like these. When I look at this one, though, on the hourly chart, you can see we've got this bullish falling wedge, had a breakout. This was backtest 1, backtest 2, and we're starting to lift off. So I think we're heading higher. My target for this for right now is about 18 bucks. That's kind of your former reaction low. We've got some reaction highs, so about 18 is a good target for this one on a potential spike higher in volatility. Bullish divergence is showing up, has been showing up. All right, so that's indicating that we should head higher. This bullish pattern we've broken out and back tested. It should be, at the end of the day, it's a bullish setup and it should continue higher. No guarantees, of course. Netflix. Here's an hourly chart. You can see bearish rising wedge, very clean wedge to be honest. And we have a sell signal right there, breakdown in that wedge. You also had negative divergence showing up on the hourly chart. Oop, if I can grab it here. Just trying to clean my chart up a little bit. There it is right there, negative divergence on the RSI and the PPO, and there's a sell signal. So the wedge, this wedge is projecting, if you want to go that route, I'd say you probably go about here, and it's pretty much projecting a move. Down. I'd say down to about the 200-day. Let's go to the daily. Yeah, somewhere right down there, about 251.80. All right, and that is a drop from where we're at now of another 14% to the downside. So there's a sell. That's a sell signal in Netflix. All right. That's all I got, guys. If you're finding value, drop me a thumbs up. If you haven't taken the course yet, I recommend it. I think there's a lot of value there. And join up on the private member group if you're interested in additional ideas and getting some kind of up-to-date, more timely trading insight that I give those private members in the private group. Okay, guys, I will catch you on the next one.